Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For this new video, we are creating 5 looks for the new Natasha Denona All Matte Safari palette. And this one, I believe, is a limited edition. It was highly requested on my last video, which was the first impression for this palette. Thank you so much for all the love and the nice comments and the feedback, so I'm really grateful. Someone said that she hasn't seen much swatches online, so I'm gonna do that very quickly before showing you the 5 different looks you can create with that palette. When I swatched it in store, to be honest, they didn't look great when you swatched them, but they felt very creamy. Malia, Fata Morgana. This one doesn't swatch really well, but as you can see, I use it on my eye. I'm just gonna go a second time. Reno, Stone, Savannah, second row, Aya, which is a little bit warmer than Malia, Thorn, Desert Date. Wow, that one swatches beautifully. Shia, Tribe, nice clay color. Last row, Lotus, Amara, Masai, Voodoo, Tamarind. So here are the 15 shades of the Safari palette. So some don't swatch super well. Now, once again, swatches doesn't mean it doesn't mean much. Here, close up. And I'm not the queen of swatches, so sorry. Okay, so look number 1 for this video. So that's not the first look I do with that palette. I did a first impression video. I will link it down below or at the end of that video. I'm gonna set my lid with Aya, and to me that is the perfect color to set my eyelid. I think I'm gonna go to the shade Tamarind, this guy, and I'm gonna place it in my crease, and I'm using a Sigma E40 Tapper blending brush. It's very soft. I really like it to work in my crease. The mirror is so big, it's so nice. It's not on your way, no. It's so nice, clear. The color builds up very, very easily. Not patchy at all. My Sigma E25. And I'm going to use Amara. Ooh, that's a pretty color. And then just tap my brush twice on the pan, you know, very lightly. See how pigmented it is? And then, well, I just blend it, doing some circular motions. And then I go into my crease with what is left on the brush. And very often I do the mistake to not raise my chin and really blend it in the crease. I usually see it afterwards when I'm editing. I'm gonna pack a bit more in the outer corner. I'm gonna use a shade Desert Date, this apricot color. Just tap twice in the pan, and I'm gonna place it in the inner corner. Bring some dimension to the look. Super pigmented. Finish in the crease with what is left on your brush. I'm gonna go back to the shade Aya, that first shade we used, and I'm just gonna place it in the center of my lid. I'm gonna take some Voodoo with a Sigma E45, and I'm just going to intensify my outer corner. It's a nice eggplant shade. Yes. Perfect, exactly what I wanted. So now it's a full matte eyeshadow palette, but if you have like a taupe coat, you know, Natasha Denona or whatever, Hourglass or whatever brand you have on hand, you can always like add on some shimmers or glitters or what you want. It's just like, it could be like just a beautiful like eyeshadow base, like your matte. And then if you feel like adding some shimmer as well, feel free, right? It's not because it's a full matte palette that you only have to create like full matte looks. I just have a feeling that for the purpose of the video and the review, well, you guys only want to see the looks with just that palette. A little bit more of Amara, just to work the transition again, right there and there. Tamarind all along my lower lash line. And I'm not gonna smoke it out too much for that look because it's more like a day look, and I don't want to have to take off my makeup before going to a dentist. If you want to smoke it out, well, it would be beautiful with like voodoo and make it very sultry. Now I'm taking Amara, and now I'm just gonna take Voodoo, that eggplant shade, and I'm just really going to focus right there, and a bit more right here. I want to add a bit more light just in the inner corner. So I'm gonna use my Natasha Denona Super Glow highlighter in the shade number 2, light medium. That's the one I have on my cheeks right now. And I'm gonna place it in the inner corner of my eyes just to draw some attention right there. Yes. And that's it. That's the final look for the first look. I used the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara and the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Underground. It's a very nice like taupe slash eggplant metallic eye pencil. It could be really pretty just with like a cream waterline, especially if you have almond eyes or smaller eyes. I have big eyes, so yeah, I felt like I needed that to make it a little bit more soft, but it was pretty too with like a bare waterline. But there it is. That's the first look. Super nice, super soft for the day. Really like that I added the highlight in the inner corner. It's just this little part that is shiny, all the rest is matte. We played with a bit of dimension, and I think it's super pretty for fall and super easy to create. I thought, you know, since the eye look is matte, we could go for something a little bit more juicy on the lips, and I think it goes well together. So there it is. Let's jump to the second look. Okay, that's the end of the day. I'm about to take off my makeup. I already brushed my teeth, put on my treads, so this is why I have sound weird. If you don't know, I'm wearing Invisalign. Someone just commented that I should do a little last check-in at the end of the day to show you how the eyeshadows wear. Thank you for your suggestion. Yeah, I think, well, after the dentist, obviously, he splashed me all over the face, so I had to redo my base, and I just enhanced a bit the outer corner and the crease again before going out tonight, but it's been probably 5 hours now, so the shadows wear beautifully. They stay put, they don't move, so I'm just gonna zoom you in, and this is how it looks like, so don't mind my tired concealer. Alright, that was that last minute check-in. See you on the next round. Okay, my friends, hopefully you don't mind. For this look, I'm going to keep my new trace on, so if you hear a little lisp, that's normal. It hurts so much right now to take it off and put it back that, yeah, I don't want to bother. So for today's look, you know what, I'm gonna start with the shade Malia. This is something different, and I'm gonna set my lid with it. It's a very pretty neutral light pink. Once again, super soft. I'm gonna go under the brow bone with it too. Really like that shade. I think it's super pretty. Then I'm gonna pick up Reno, and I'm just gonna do one tap first, and I'm going to focus in the outer corner. It looks more green on the lid than it looks on the pan. And I'm using a Sephora Pro Featherweight Crease Brush number 38. Alright, I'm going in with a little dancer brush. I just packed on a little bit more of a color in the outer corner and in the crease. It's a very pretty color actually. I really like that muted green, that gray green. And I'm gonna go to the shade Lotus, and I'm gonna pack that in the center of my lid. I like these two colors together. Wonder if I should have done a cut crease. No, it's okay. I actually like that kind of gradient it's creating. I'm gonna take a MAC 217 and I'm gonna go back to Reno. It's interesting how it's kind of changing the color too. It's kind of becoming a dark blue, a little bit more of a pink. Up. Okay, and in the inner corner, I'm gonna go with the shade Malia for a slight pink. It's kind of a ballet pink shade. It's kind of giving me like some vintage vibes, just the color Pantone. I'm gonna go to Reno and Stone, these two. I'm just gonna work it in the crease. A bit more. For the lower lash line, I'm just gonna take a bit of Lotus. And you know what? I'm gonna pack a bit more of Lotus right here in the inner third. And now I'm taking Reno and put it like all along the lash line, focusing on the outer edge. I'm insisting here in the corner right here just to make the junction. You know what? I want to try Masai, and I want to place it right here. Makes my eyes pop a bit more, so I'm gonna do the same on the upper lash line, just all along. Just gonna intensify a tiny bit here. Alright, and that is the finished look. I used the Natasha Denona Duo Glow in the shade Rayo. This little guy, and look at that glow. I like that it has like a little bit of that pink, just very reminiscent of what we have on the lid. You know, super glowy with that pink reflect, and the super glow on top of that, just on the high points of my cheeks and my nose and Cupid's bow. I used those eyeliners from Urban Decay, the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I love these. They have so many colors, and I just mixed Overdrive and Mainline, and I got that perfect color combo. Kind of like matches the shade Reno. So these are the two liners. They stay put, they don't smudge. Really like these. So yes, and then a little bit of Monsieur Being mascara. Obviously you can use a pair of false lashes if you feel like it. Just love that. Super excited about that second look. What do you guys think? Alright, look number 3. I want to start with Tamarind. And I'm gonna place it in my crease. It's a very pretty color. Sorry for last night, I completely forgot to do a check-in with you for look number 2. Completely forgot, but it wore really well. I would say that the shade Malia and Lotus, the pink shade, lost a bit of their splendor at the end of the night, and by that I mean it wasn't as pigmented as pink as it was the first time I applied it. I'll try to remember to do a check-in for that look tonight. I'm not being like uber precise with the way I place it. I just like put it in the crease and the outer corner. Now with a tappet brush, I'm gonna go to the shade Thorn. I'm gonna place it in the outer corner. Such a pretty color. Melts in perfectly with the shade Tamarind. It's very pigmented, guys, because I just like dab once in the pan. Look at that. And with whatever is left on my brush, I'm just dragging the color into my crease. Oh, I love that. So pretty. And these shades blend like butter. Look at that. And you know what? I'm gonna put Thorn in the inner corner too. Oh, I just love the dimension it brings to the look. Now with a Sigma E45, I'm gonna pick up the shade Voodoo, this guy, and I'm gonna intensify the outer corner just on the mobile lid, if it makes sense, and creating that nice gradient. Right now I'm just gonna go back to Tamarind, the first shade, intensify a bit here in the center, in the inner corner, sorry. There's a little bit of kick up with Tamarind in the pan, not much but a bit. Well, for an everyday look this would be good. Just blend a bit more and call it a day. Of course, adding the lower lash line a bit and mascara. Well, you know what? Let's go for it. We're gonna use Tribe. This warm, rusty red. And should I do a cut crease? No, I'm not gonna do a cut crease. There's no time. There is no time. So, okay, I'm gonna pick up Tribe. That little guy. Look at that. Whew. Okay, and I'm gonna place it in the center. Finger crossed it's not a mistake. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, this is bringing that look to a whole new level, my friends. That red though, it's not even red, I would say. It's like a clay color. Exactly, that's a clay. Red clay. I wonder if a tacky base would have been better to make it pop even more. But I know how hard it is to do like a red, work with red pigments and to create a red eyeshadow. For now I'm gonna leave it like that. I might use another brush after. I'm gonna go back to Voodoo. I'm gonna intensify the outer corner and intensify the crease since we are going hard. I'm gonna go back to Tamarind, that camel shade, and just blend everything there. Voodoo is not blending as easily as the first time you apply it. Like if you apply it a bit too much at once, it's a little bit harder. But we're getting there. We are getting there. It certainly is not a subtle everyday makeup look, but well, we're gonna rock it today. It's a bit intense. Okay, for now I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't want to play with too many colors. Usually it's always tempting, but then you know it can always get muddy if you apply too many colors or you do the wrong combination of colors together, like the subculture palette. This will get muddy. I don't want it to, so. And in the lower lash line, I'm gonna go with Tamarind and smoke it out. And now I'm gonna go with the shade Thorn. On the same brush I used Tribe, so they might mix together. We'll see what it does. Okay, blend. Taking a pencil brush and I'm gonna shade Voodoo in the outer edge. Ooh, it's coming together. Wait for mascara and liner. I feel like I need to blend a bit more right there. And I usually wear glasses, guys, and sometimes when I'm editing I see that I haven't blended as well as I should have. It's so frustrating. So bear with me. Well, that looks quite intense, but I'm kind of digging it. Okay, I'm gonna put a bit more of Tamarind right there with my dirty brush. Don't mind me. And that is the finished look. So I re-intensify a bit the lower lash line with the shade Tribe and Voodoo. Put some Monsieur Being mascara, no lashes, and finished the face. I wanted something very nude and matte for the lips. And then for the highlighter, I'm using Fuego from Dose of Colors because it's coming back, so I can use it. And I placed it also in the inner corner, and I just really like that all matte look and just with a the bright inner corner. I think it's super pretty. This look was a bit more tricky for me to realize just because at the beginning I wasn't sure what to do, and then I kind of decided last minute to use the red shade. I would say maybe it's worth trying it with a more tacky base and not like a set concealer, you know, on the lid. Tight line, I put a bit of all along my lashes on top and in the waterline, and then I used a bit of my blush, but you know what, I found it was too much actually, so I prefer like a no blush look for when you have like something that bold on the eyes. Just the rest has to be neutral and a little bit of glow on the skin, and that's it. Yes, so that is the third look. All right, my friends, I am back. That's the end of the day, and this is how the makeup looks like. To be honest, I think it looks really good. Like, I've been wearing this for 8 hours, maybe more. Well, my liner is a bit gone, but that's not what we're reviewing here. But otherwise, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. That's it. Let's jump onto the look number 4. What I'm gonna do with that one, I don't know. All right, look number 4. Look number 4. My face is already prepped. Well, I didn't do it just for that video. I've been wearing it for like hours now. It's just I've been lazy to I didn't want to like start all over again. Okay, I'm feeling doing something with Fata Morgana for this look. I'm gonna go right away with Fata Morgana. Okay, and I'm going to place it in the outer corner. And I prepped my lid with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So, and I set it with my e.l.f. Cosmetics loose powder. Very pigmented. And I'm just packing on Fata Morgana in the outer corner. I'm going to take a smaller brush actually to blend it. So for some reason it's turning a bit green. So I wonder if it's because of my concealer. More green than it is in the pan. Let's see if I pack on a bit more. And because I've packed on the color, and I've packed on quite a bit, it's gonna take a bit of time to blend it perfectly. Okay, so it takes some time to blend it. To help, I'm going to use the shade Stone, and I'm gonna go in the crease with it and the edges to soften the edges, and that really helps actually. That was pretty easy. Do you see the difference it makes between both sides? And Fata Morgana is not as navy blue as I thought actually. It has a bit of green in it. At least it turns green on my skin. It's pretty. It's like a, you know, that duck green. And it's almost becoming like kind of a turquoise shade. You know what makes me want to actually put Fata Morgana all over my lid. So I think I might just do that. Yes. It's applying really well. No patchiness. Well, not that I can see. Okay, I like that. Super pretty. I think I want to intensify the outer corner a bit more, just to give a bit more dimension. I'm just going to take a bit more of Stone with the same brush. Apply it in the inner third. Well, I'm going to go with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Mainline. And I'm just going to go all along my lash line with it. Perfect color. And on the lower lash line, I'm actually going to go with Double Life from Urban Decay. It's a nice warm metallic brown, which makes me want to use the shade Thorn on my lower lash line. Then blend. And I'm gonna bring it into the outer part. It's interesting. Now a bit of Fata Morgana. Pack it on also right there. in the inner corner, I'm gonna use the shade I Am, and I like how it's creating that natural gradients. So I'm gonna bring it a bit towards the center. I find these eyeshadows very transformative. Like you can create very nice gradients. If you do like the right combination, it just gives you beautiful colors. Like that Fata Morgana mixed with Thorn, I think it's very pretty. Let's see, I'm gonna put a bit more concealer and everything because my skin looks too clean, you know, for this kind of look. And that is the final look. What do you guys think? I really love how Fata Morgana blended with the color Stone and the color Thorn. I just added a bit of highlight right in the tear dot, combined it with a very nude, warm tone lipstick. I used my Sephora Lip Stories number 4. I just love that little guy. Something a bit more matte, bronzy, no blush. It's more like a bronzed look. And I really love how it turned out. So not sure I will have the chance to do a check-in with that one because it's already a bit late in the day. And these colors blended together so well. I just love the gradient it created. And I love pairing like that blue greenish shade with that warm brown. Yes, I'm really happy with how it turned out. There it is, look number 4. What do you guys think? Okay, look number 5. Whew. I want to do something maybe purple. I want to use Masai, but I haven't used that much. So what I'm gonna do, set my lid with Malia. And now I'm gonna use the shade Lotus in my crease as a transition shade. I'm gonna take the shade Masai. I'm gonna place it in the outer corner. Very pigmented shadow. And I barely tap my brush in it. I'm gonna drag the color Masai onto my crease. And I'm using my e.l.f. blending brush. Okay, so the more you put on the shade Masai, you might have some difficulties to blend the color. It's not uncommon with purples, so yeah, you have to work a little bit with that shade. I want to deepen my outer corners, so I'm going to use a shade Voodoo, brown eggplant color. I'm going to intensify the outer corner with it. And my crease with what is left on my brush. Now I'm going to create a cut crease, starting from the inner corner to like the half of my lid. And blend. And now I'm gonna pick up the shade Desert Date. I haven't played much with it, so I wanted to include it in my look today. Look how that color pops with that tacky base. Woo. Okay, now I'm gonna add a bit more of Masai again in the transition. Give a nice gradient. A little bit of the shade Amara. Okay, and now onto the lower lash line. I'm gonna put a bit of the shade Amara, followed by Masai, Voodoo on the lash line. Alright, and that is the finished look, the final look of my 5 looks, 1 palette for the Safari palette. We went bold today. We went out there. It's nice too. It's not super easy, it's not super wearable, but it's more creative, more artistic, and I would say I had more difficulties to work with Masai and Voodoo because I packed on a lot of color, and then it was a little bit harder to blend. But otherwise, yeah, it demands a bit more time if you want to create a look like that with a cut crease, but it was fun. I like how that the lips is a little bit more cool toned and shiny compared to that matte look. Then I put a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner, and right there I used the Natasha Denona Duo Glow in the shade Alba this time, so this color, and it gives a nice peachy glow. Then just a tight line with my black liner Perversion 24/7 Urban Decay eye pencil. And I think that's all. I know I haven't played much with the shade Savannah in this video. The simple reason is that I used it in my first look, my first impression with that palette. So you can just see what I did with that shade in the other video that I will link at the end of that video or down below. First of all, well, it still does know the sound. If you heard my first video, like my comment was that this is not super great. Now, I feel bad returning the palettes just for that, just because all the eyeshadows work perfectly. So I don't know, like, would you return that palette even if all the eyeshadows work great just for the sound? I don't know. I don't like to abuse, but maybe it's not abusing. I don't know. Let me know down below what you would do if you were me. Very expensive palette. It's $129, $162 I believe in Canada. So it's a lot of money, but you can create so many different looks, and overall the quality of the eyeshadows is very, very good. I would say Savannah, Masai, Voodoo, Fata Morgana not so much. It depends like how much you pack on. It demands a bit more attention because of that pigmentation. I know the purples, red tones usually are really hard, as well for the khaki. It's a bit patchy if you pack on too much. So if you're a collector of palettes, I think it's totally worth it. If you love Natasha Denona, go for it if you have the budget. If you don't have a matte eyeshadow palette, I think this one is a great one, because now I try to compare it to the Viseart, and I only have the neutral one. So that's the Viseart. I will put right here the price of it, because top of my head I don't have the price, don't remember, but here. And here you have 12 eyeshadows. So if you want something more neutral tone, like they have different themes too, but they're expensive. The packaging, I think it's very cheap for the price you pay. There's no mirror. Here you have a great mirror, very clear, very nice. And overall, you can create so many looks with that eyeshadow palette. I love it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna play more with it. Like, this week was a bit of a marathon with me. I was trying to create as many looks as I could, but you know, between work, life, everything, it was hard. So I will definitely keep it on my table if on a day like I just want a super like simple matte look with like warm tones or neutral tones. Well, I have a lot of colors to play with here. There's some controversy with the names of the eyeshadows. I'm not gonna get there. I think she just wanted to, you know, match the theme in some way. Voodoo, Masai. Well, Masai, yes, tribe, right? I'm not sure it worth wasting our time, create another drama about that. I'm not offended, but obviously I'm not concerned either. So if you're a little bit hurt or upset with it, I'm sorry. For me, I have no issue, and I'm not gonna get too much into it. Let me know down below if you have different thoughts. Please don't be offended. I'm just here having fun and playing with makeup. With that said, I think this is a great palette. Most of you guys told me that you don't have that weird sound, so I just, you know, it will be my my little singing palette. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna return it just because, as I told you, I feel bad. Like, all the eyeshadows work great. Like, I don't know what they do with it, if they give it to the staff or if they make it like a tester when you return it at Sephora. Not sure. For that reason, I'm gonna keep it, and honestly, once I open it, I don't like always like do that. So there you have it. 5 looks for 1 palette. Let me know down below which look you prefer, and if you played with the palette, what are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you disappointed? Which shadows do you prefer to play with? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!